And let's start off getting you all the latest updates on Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Bengal. Day one of his visit, he started off by visiting the Ramakrishna Mission and paying tribute to Swami Vivekananda. He said that the world needs to follow the ideals and principles of Swami Vivekananda. He then made his way to Midnapore, where he paid his tribute to Khudiram Bose, a Bengal revolutionary, someone who is an icon in Bengal, a key part of the independence movement. After that, he took part in a puja ceremony at the Siddheswari Temple. Home Minister will now offer prayers at the Devi Mahamaya Temple and then go ahead and address a public rally at the Midnapore College grounds. Importantly, he is also going to be paying a visit to a farmer's household for lunch amid the raging farmer protest.
आज यहाँ आकर स्वामी जी के जन्म स्थान पर, उनके पुरखों के पूजा स्थान पर श्रद्धांजलि स्वामी जी को दी है और एक नई चेतना यहाँ से प्राप्त कर मैं जा रहा हूँ। और मैं आज भी मानता हूँ कि स्वामी जी के विचार उस वक्त जितने प्रासंगिक थे, आज भी उतने ही प्रासंगिक हैं। दुनिया को स्वामी जी के विचार की उस वक्त जितनी जरूरत थी, उससे ज्यादा जरूरत शायद आज है।
The stage is all set for the mega show of strength of BJP today from Midnapore. I'm here at the Midnapore College ground, and the stage will give you an idea on the preparations that are there. Massive preparations for the joinings that are expected, with more than 5 to 10 MLAs from various political parties, including Congress, CPIM as well as Trinamool Congress, who would be joining today. And of course, the stage which has all the preparation from social distancing as well as ensuring that all the leaders of BJP as well as the new who would be joining will be here. As well as there are 3 stages that have been made. Now this will give you an idea of the preparation, the massive show of strength that BJP plans today from this college ground in Midnapore. The preparation for security and the entire apparatus for security has been specially kept in mind after the entire problems that happened during the rally, during the attack on convoy of National President JP Nadda in South 24 Parganas, with no stones being left unturned by the entire administration. The flags being set up, the entire decoration for the college, this ground being done. And of course, a big message that the party is trying to convey in the battleground of Bengal. From political parties and MLAs, MPs, of course, several and thousands of supporters who are expected to join hands with BJP today, making it one of the biggest show of strength for the party and giving a message loud and clear that the Assembly 2021 election will be bigger than what anyone could imagine. With camera person Tapas Berry, this is Manogya Loiwal in Midnapore for India Today.
Now, Amit Shah shortly will be visiting the home of a farmer in a village in Midnapore and have lunch with them. Here's a report from the house where Amit Shah will be headed for lunch.
We're standing now outside the venue where Home Minister Amit Shah will be having lunch this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. This is the residence of the farmer Sanatan Singh, who will be hosting the Home Minister for lunch in Midnapore district. We hear that a very lavish fare of sorts has been set out for the Home Minister. See that the security preparations are extremely tight over here in view of the Home Minister's arrival. And then, of course, the sanitization process has also been taken care of as well. Now, this is an extremely significant gesture which is being made by the Home Minister, because he is visiting a farmer's family over here and having lunch with them. Now, this comes under and against the backdrop of the controversy around the farm laws and farmers agitating and sitting along the Delhi NCR border from Punjab and Haryana, were protesting against the newly enacted farm laws, and the government has been trying to tell them that as far as these laws are concerned, there is nothing anti-farmer about it, and they have kept in mind every little need of the farmer, and their interests have not been trampled upon. This is something which is, of course, likely to be said by the Home Minister himself when he goes on from here to the Midnapore College ground in order to address a public rally. With camera person Sanjay Samir, Bolami Saha in Midnapore for India Today.
And let me also take this across live now to Paulami Saha, who is reporting constantly with all the updates from Midnapore. Paulami, the flavor of the day is Bengali culture, Bengali pride. Even the lunch that the Home Minister is going to be indulging in, while yes, there's going to be a big message being sent out there with regards to the farm reforms and an outreach to farmers, the focus is also again to send out a message on Bengali culture.
Oh, absolutely. From what we've heard, Akshita, about what is being laid out for the Home Minister in terms of his meal this afternoon, it's all typically Bengali in terms of the dals that are being made, the vegetables which are being made, shukto and posto. Again, very typically Bengali, very simple. You will find them on the plates of most Bengalis on any given day, especially a weekend lunch. Yes, this is what it looks like possibly in a Bengali household. So he will have that along with rice and roti is what we're being told. There'll of course be some salad as well on the side and some chutneys as well. There's very typically sweet tomato chutney which is made in Bengal, which goes along with the food. It's a little pinch of it that's given to you on the side of your plate, and that again will be featuring in this menu over here at Sanatan Singh's residence as well. What we're also hearing is that the Home Minister will be served rosagullas also at the end, along with another dessert in order to of course satiate his sweet tongue if he feels like having something sweet, because again Bengal is very, very famous for its Bengal household without being served and without eating some sweets as well. So that is what the spread looks like. Like you said, of course, the messaging is also very significant. And you know what, Sanjay, if you can pan right now, Akshita, in my frame, that's the convoy. That's the convoy, Akshita, of the Home Minister, which is in fact arriving in this village right now. There is some music that we hear. There is some traditional, in fact, song and dance which was in fact planned earlier that we'd seen. Now, because of the limitations of the security curtailing us towards this side, we're not being able to see it from this distance of the house of Sanatan Singh, but you can hear it possibly in the audio of our visuals right now. Very traditional music which is being played as the dignitary arrives over here in this village to of course make a stopover for lunch. So Home Minister Amit Shah, after performing the pujas at the Siddheswari Kali Temple and the Devi Mahamaya Temple, has in fact arrived in this small village which is about 9 kilometers distance from the temples. He's arrived over here in order to of course enjoy the lunch which has been laid out for him at the residence of Sanatan Singh. We just happened to catch a glimpse of Sanatan Singh. He was picking up some hay as he came out, because the family has been kept away from the media glare, but he was picking up some hay. The ladies of the house were also very well in prepared in terms of maintaining sanitization, because they were wearing the headgear which comes as part of a PPE kit. I'm guessing they were wearing their gloves, and of course the entire environment was sanitized as well as they prepared the meal for the Home Minister. So the Home Minister seems to have gone from that distance towards the residence of Sanatan Singh, and is shortly expected to arrive. So we will move towards the front of the residence, where we might just be able to catch a glimpse of the minister as he arrives over here. Akshita,
I'll give you a few minutes, Paulami, to make your way there to the front of the house, because we're going to stay with you and those live visuals that you're getting to us. Amit Shah has just reached his convoy there. He is going to be having lunch. He's going to spend about an hour at this house to interact with these farmers. The last time around, just over a month ago, when he was in Bengal, he chose to have lunch with tribals. That was a tribal outreach in Bakura. This time the focus is on farmers. And amid the protests that we've been seeing, the kind of showdown that we've been seeing of the farm loss, this is a very, very important moment where Amit Shah has chosen to have lunch with farmers, essentially to send out a message that this government is pro-farmers, stands for the empowerment and welfare of the farming community. As Paulami was also telling us, you can see that elaborate sanitization operations have been put in place for Amit Shah. Also, do note here the kind of security detail also provided, considering what happened last week when JP Nadda had visited Bengal. This time, no chances being taken with regards to the security of the Union Home Minister. No crowds being allowed anywhere near his vehicle. All the people, locals who've gathered there to catch a glimpse of Amit Shah have been told to stand on the side. Nobody being allowed anywhere near the Home Minister or his vehicle. These are visuals from earlier where Amit Shah paid his respects to Khudiram Bose. This was in fact in Midnapore. From there he visited a temple and now he is in fact at a village in Midnapore. He is going to be having a very simple but a typical Bengali lunch, and that really is the flavor of this two-day visit, where the BJP has decided to take on this outsider narrative created by the BJP head-on. Paulami is back with us. I see her there. Paulami, you're back right in front of the house where Amit Shah is expected. We're being told about 1 hour he's going to be spending with this farmer and his family, eating lunch with them. And this is really going to be a huge optic, because as I mentioned the last time around, Amit Shah chose to have lunch with a tribal family in Bakura. There was a lot of politics also that played out over it, with Mamta referring to it as nothing but a show, nothing but optics.
Secretary Rajiv Gauba at 6:30 p.m. in Delhi, and they were strictly told that the MHA was not quite happy with the law and order situation in West Bengal. But the DGP and the Chief Secretary, of course, assured them that they will ensure that law and order is maintained, and they've made all security arrangements as well. And they, of course, said that they had made adequate security arrangements earlier as well, but that was not what was in fact learnt from the reports that the MHA received from West Bengal. Also, the report that the Governor of Bengal, Akshata, sent in the wake of that incident that took place as well. We know that the state government and the centre have been engaged in a war of words after the centre insisted on deputing 3 IPS officers who were engaged in the security of Mr. Nadda. On that day, they were being deployed back at the centre, and the state government of West Bengal has in fact vehemently refuted this move. And we have seen various political leaders from the opposition parties come out in support of Mamata Banerjee and the West Bengal government, which said that this is completely unconstitutional. It is against the federal structure. We've seen Arvind Kejriwal talk about it. We've seen Captain Amrinder talk about it. We've seen Ashok Gehlot, Bhupesh Baghel talk about it. MK Stalin talk about it as well. And they have stood with Mamata Banerjee, who has alleged that the centre is interfering with the state politics, its administration, its police force as well, in order to basically have better control over them, she alleges, ahead of the elections. But we also know that the BJP has gone to the Election Commission and said that if the elections in West Bengal, which are scheduled roughly to happen around April and May, if those elections were to happen peacefully and in a free and fair manner, then it has to happen with maximum central forces deployed on the ground. Akshata, back to you.
Okay, so Paulami giving us a sense of really how this visit is coming at a time when we've been seeing really the BJP and the TMC continuing to spar, particularly over what happened with JP Nadda's convoy last week. This time around, you see, at least from morning, the kind of visuals that have been coming in, the security apparatus, they're taking no chance whatsoever. Nobody being allowed near the convoy of Amit Shah. A huge amount of security deployment on the ground. It's not just police security, but also central forces that have been deployed there for the Union Home Minister's security there. No chances being taken right now in West Bengal to ensure that something that happened with JP Nadda's convoy doesn't happen again. As we get you these visuals from earlier from the Siddheswari Kali temple of Home Minister Amit Shah offering his prayers, we're slipping into a very short break. Remember that in just about 1 hour from now, the public rally of Amit Shah will kick off with Suvendhu Adhikari as well as several other leaders of the TMC, the Congress and the left will be joining the BJP.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.